Alright, we is back, second video. Alright, what we doing today, y'all, we're gonna try to get this thing fired up for the first time. And I'm finally, the rivets gun 2 finally came in for this field regulator. So we're gonna get that put up on the wall up here. And after we get that put up on the wall, we're gonna try to see if we can get some fuel to come up here. But first I gotta take that spring out of there. I'm gonna swap the springs out in that thing and get it put up there. Then we're gonna charge this battery, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, that this thing will finally fire off. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. I hope this thing fires off. Alright, so let me get everything situated. This is the tool I'm using, so you guys know I'm using this tool right here. I could use this one right here. I think I paid like $4, probably $5 or $6 with tax. So yeah, we're gonna use that sucker right there. I'm gonna lay that right there, and we're gonna get that mounted on the wall right there. If we can get this thing to fire up today, y'all, I'm gonna clean it up real good, and we're gonna go from there. But I still got to get a drive shaft for it and exhaust. We get a drive shaft and exhaust. That should be about all we need. But I did get the inside cleaned up, so I'll show you guys that. You know what, I'll show it to you guys right now. Hold on, I still got to vacuum it, but I got it cleaned up. I'll show you. So you see, I just got to put these side pieces back on here. The pedal is sitting now. Those wires, those are just, that's an extra ground wire somewhere. That right there is the antenna wire for the radio CD player. Somebody cut, I wish they hadn't cut that part out for the CD player, because I like to keep that original and put her a console right here. I would have loved to get her console built, but everything works, you guys. As you see, what I did is I put everything like everybody else does in the glove box over here. I didn't bolt nothing down. The computer, the ECM, and the fuse box, I didn't bolt it down in there. I zip tied it because I'm not sure I want to keep everything up in there. I think I want to move everything up closer up in there and dash, and then bolt it down. So I just zip tied it up in the glove box right now, just so we can move it. If I have any problems, I can just cut the zip ties and, you know, whatever. But other than that, everything else came out smooth. We just need this sucker to fire off and crank up. So let me get to changing the spring in there and getting it riveted up there, because once it's riveted up there, it's not moving. It's not ever going to move, because in order to get those rivets out, we have to drill them out. But anyway, let me start talking. Let me get to work. I wish I had like a tripod or something to hold this phone so you guys can watch me work, but I don't, so I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I got the cap off right here. I'm just trying to give you guys a little more footage, you know, instead of the footage I be usually giving you guys. So I'm trying to give you more detailed footage. So I got the cap off right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this spring off right here, and I'm gonna swap it. I'm gonna swap it out with this spring right here. And I think this spring is much stronger than that spring, because I just think it is really. So we're going to do while everything's dry. Let me swap this spring out right here real quick. And before I swap it, so let me put this back. Before I swap it out, I want to go ahead and get it mounted on the wall, because as you see, the bolts right there, they're going to be in the way of putting it in the bolts up the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it mounted on the wall first, and then we'll swap the spring out, and I'll try to get some more footage for you guys. So give me just a second. Alright, so I got the rivets in there. I think it looks smoother with them rivets. What y'all think? It looks smoother with them rivets. You see how I got the lines ran over there? Yeah, I think it looks smoother, a lot smoother. So if I want to take the rivets out, you guys, you know, I gotta drill the hole, drill them out. But like I said, I'm not planning on taking it out. you know, if I gotta unplug them, screw them off, it's not a big deal. I just screw it off right here, screw it off right there. It's got plenty of room for that header over there if anything goes wrong, except for that right there. If it leaks down, it should be all right. I know most people try to keep it away from the headers or the engine anyway, so but I just want to make it look good. I'm gonna test it, everything out, make sure it don't leak. So let me go ahead and change that spring to this spring right here. Is the spring I'm gonna put in. So matter of fact, I can hold the camera while I'm doing this. So this right here goes on the bottom right here. I'm gonna put that right there like that. I'm gonna put that right here. Oh godly, look like I got a problem, y'all. Like I might have a problem. Alright, let me see. I need 2 hands. Let's hope we don't have a problem. Alright, let me get back to you guys in just a second. Alright, so I got it up there mounted and everything. As you can see, I had to pull this top lip up right here, but it ain't nothing. I get a rubber hammer and get it back down straight. So I just did that because I had to put the screw on the top, but that ain't gonna be no big deal. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean all this stuff off. That's what I'm finna do. Hold on. Alright, so I got all this stuff cleaned off. What I need to do is I need to put a battery in it, and before we try to fire up, see if I can get this regulator to working. I think I need to try to get it 60 psi. I think it's 60 or 80 psi. I'm not sure, I gotta look it up. But anyway, and if I can get this thing to prime, that way to give enough pressures to my injectors, I know she'll fire up. I hope it. So let me see if I can get it primed and get the battery put in here and make sure there's no leaks around that regulator. That's the reason why I changed my other regulator out. So let me see if let me get the battery and put it in here. So I'm just gonna pause the video so I'm put my battery in here, and we'll see, let you guys see if I done made a mistake or I didn't make a mistake. So hold on. Alright, I got the battery hooked up, so I need to turn the key to see if this thing gets pressure. I'm gonna try to sit right there. So let me go turn the key on. Oh shit! See if I get some pressure up there. Okay, I hear the fuel pump. What is that? That's over 70 pounds of pressure. So let me do some research real quick. Let me cut it off, and because I don't want to miss nothing up, but it's not leaking, so it's getting fuel pressure. So let me cut that off real quick. So I'm gonna put you guys on pause. Okay, they say 58 to 60 psi. As you guys seen, it was like jumping between 70 and something. So I'm gonna set it at about 60 to 65. So I'm gonna put you guys right here again. And give me just a second. Try to get this. You guys sit. If I can get this camera to sit right here. You guys see right there. Okay, let me turn it forward. See if I can get the PSI set.
Put your hands up, feel the beat up. DJ Janelle, Sakano Remix.
Alright. Okay, so it is still at the same, so let me see if I can go down a little bit. Maybe something. You know what's going on? Let's see. You know what? Let's see what it do right now. Let's see what it do right there, guys. That's way above 60. I don't want to mess nothing up. I want to start it up right there just to see. I don't really want to. Let me hold on. Let me see what's going on. All right, so we're back. So you guys seen the field pressure, which is still too high. I'm just gonna go ahead and take all that shit back off, just the top cap back off. I'm gonna put the old spring back in there. The reason why I took that spring out is because it was winded all the way down. But it was when I turned it a couple of weeks ago, I didn't try to crank it, but the PSI was right where it needs to be, where it was needed to be. But like I showed you on the video, the last video, I had leaks in the fuel line, so I had to get all them done that you guys seen. So I got them done, and I said, you know, I'm gonna put the other spring in there, that way maybe it wouldn't have to be winded down so much with the screw that goes to the top. But as you see, the fuel pressure regulator says it's right at 70, 75, which is still too high, and I'm not trying to damage no injectors or anything on this thing because I got too much money in this motor. So I'm gonna put the old spring back in there, which is this spring right here, and then I guess I'll cut you guys back on because I'm not going to bore you with all that. So let me get started, and I will turn you guys back on, and we will check the fuel pressure and hopefully keep our fingers crossed we can get this thing to pop out if ain't nothing damaged already from wiring, I guess. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Alright, we is back, man. So I got that spring swapped out again with this spring right here, so put the original one back in there. So let's turn it forward and get some fuel pressure in here and see if we can get it at the right PSI. It's just something you gotta do. If you're gonna do it, you're right. Hold on, let me turn it forward.
Put your hands up, feel the beat up. DJ Janelle, Sakano Remix.
Alright, let's see where we're at now. Sure ain't got no kind of fuel leaks. Where are we at? Alright, as you can see, we ain't even at 40 PSI, so let's turn that dial up there, see where we can get to. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see if that's close enough. Alright, we are at, alright, we're not at 60 yet, guys. Let's get it to 60. Let's see if that's 60. Almost. Alright, we got it at 60. You guys check that. We're right on 60. Close enough to 60. So, alright, I want to see if I can fire this thing up. So, let me clean this off real quick. I'm going to put you on pause. And we'll see if we can fire it up. Alright. I got all that cleaned off, man. Oh my God. Really? Come on now. I see a leak right there, man. See, there you go again. Oh shit. We can't have that fucking shit. Alright guys. Fuck. Back to the drawing board. Let me see what's going on with that leak, man. Alright, I just tightened it up a little bit. Let me go turn the key forward and see if we can see if any more fuel leaks, man. Oh, this car is fighting me. Let's turn it forward. Let's see if we got any leaks before I try to fire her up. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's not leaking now, so I turn it up. Alright, let's try to crank this thing, man. I did everything. We at 60 psi direct. You see that? Alright. I don't see no leaks. Fuel leaks at all, so. Oh Lord, let's try to crank this up, y'all, for the first time. Let's try to crank it. Let's try to crank it. I hope it cranks. It's been a long time coming. This belt is not the right belt, so I got to get a new belt. So let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hope this thing fire up, boy. First fire up, guys. Alright, let's see what it do.